There the Light is a minimalistic puzzle game that takes some pretty clear inspiration from The Witness. It's a decent little game that offers a very peaceful experience that's not a bad way to spend an afternoon, though I do think the asking price is steep. Full disclosure, the developer was kind enough to provide me with a code for the purpose of this review, which is very much appreciated. And without further ado, here's my mini indie review for There the Light. So, There the Light is a minimalistic game with a pretty vague story. Through the use of murals and some other mystical elements, the game tells you about an ancient civilization and their connection to the sun and the stars. It's pretty vague and I couldn't tell you all the details, but I think that's fine for this type of game. It does a decent job setting up a mystical atmosphere, and again, for the style of the game and what it's going for, I think it's fine. Not particularly good, but it's fine. Now, There the Light is a puzzle game, and you'll be required to complete a series of different matching puzzles in order to progress. And it's pretty simple. I'd say about 70% of the puzzles are just straightforward, match the bottom to the icon above. I do like the way the music plays as you click on each part of the puzzle though, and how it swells when you solve it. But the puzzles themselves are just very simple, never taking more than a few seconds to figure out. I think these are okay for the style of the game since it is so minimalistic, but they're just really not that engaging because you can just breeze through them without really thinking. The other 30% of the puzzles, though, I actually thought were pretty solid, requiring a bit more from the player with some more moving parts. Overall, I think the simple puzzles don't feel out of place within the context of the game, but I can't say that they're good. The more complex puzzles are pretty solid though, but like I said, that makes up only about 30% of the total puzzles. So this game has a very minimal, low poly style, but I really like it. I've always been a fan of minimalism when it's done right, and I think this works pretty well here. It's very mystical and atmospheric with big murals, artifacts, and strange architecture all around. My favorite part, however, is definitely the music. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. It's very smooth and calming with great melodies and flows that create a good overall tone for the game. As I mentioned earlier, music plays when completing puzzles, and I really like how this is implemented. I think it also adds some engagement that the puzzles themselves are lacking. Getting that feedback from the music is a great way of helping the player feel like they're doing something. Overall, I like what the art and music have to offer. So, There the Light is a pretty decent little puzzle game that's only going to run you about an hour and a half to play, but I think it's held back by the oversimplification in the puzzles. And while this style of game doesn't usually have a crazy story or anything, the lack of good puzzles puts a little more stress on the other aspects of the game. I think the art and music do a good job holding up on their end, but the story is vague and barely there, so it can't really make up for it in that end. For this new series of reviews, I'm going to score the games with the following system. Should you play it now, check it out, wait on it, or avoid it? And for this game, I think you should wait on it. I think it's an okay game that's not a bad way to spend an hour or so, but I wouldn't particularly recommend it at the asking price of $10. If you're interested, I would recommend waiting for a big Steam sale where you can pick it up for $1 or $2. At that price point, it would definitely be a lot more worth it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button to see all my other reviews, as well as some more stuff from that upcoming game that I'm still working on. Stay tuned for a Rage 2 review coming in a few days. I know I've been lacking this past week, so I want to get 2 of them out real quick. Check out the Twitch link below, and I'll see you in the next video.